Hey, what's going on, everybody? So I'm here at Miami Hurricanes baseball practice, fall ball, about a month, and then they go to a Orange and Green College World Series, which is a lot of fun. It's a 4-game set coming up. There's a few things I want to talk about. I think the biggest thing to talk about today is just the amount of new faces out here, particularly in the lineup. As you can see me, got behind me, batting practice, guys are out on the field. We're gonna do a scrimmage later, about 8 innings, and I'm looking forward to seeing Alejandro Rosario pitch today. Jordan Doubler is another guy that's expected to pitch today, so curious how the pitchers look, but certainly the hitters are the big storyline. Miami's going to be replacing 7 starters from their lineup. Some names have been coming back. You know, the big one that you want to talk about is Yohandy Morales. Had a rough summer in the Cape Cod League, but he's actually doing really well in the fall, and I'll get to more in that. And for more in-depth coverage, I'll have some stuff on InsideTheU.com, some VIP stuff, some stuff that I talked to Gino DeMari about in our conversation about how fall ball is going. But yeah, Yohandy's doing really well. Yo-Yo's doing well in the fall, and I think that's a good sign. You don't want a tough summer to kind of continue on, but he's doing well. He's hitting the ball. In particular, he's hitting the ball to both sides of the field, you know, whether it's pull side or just going opposite field. And I think that we saw that a little bit last year with when he was at his best. He was able to spray the ball around the field, and he's a guy that can drive the ball really well. So it's a good sign for the lineup that he's doing well. He's hitting well in the fall. Another guy that's doing well is catcher Carlos Perez, and he's a very interesting guy to me because they bring in Vanderbilt transfer Max Romero, and you know, certainly it's a battle there. It'll be interesting to see how that thing plays out. And if Carlos is hitting well, I think that definitely bodes well for him because he's a guy that's known for being a defensive catcher. So if he's able to hit the ball well, kind of continue that and really provide a bat in the lineup, it certainly helps him, but also the lineup in general. And those are kind of your main guys kind of that are doing well in the fall. They're also returning Dominic Patelli, started at shortstop last year, flashed a little bit, showed a little bit of pop, so it's good to see. So you're hoping he kind of progresses. And then another guy to watch for is Kayfus. You guys remember him late in the season, did really well. He was a guy that played first base. They can use him in the outfield, but I think right now they'll kind of look at him at first base. But certainly he's got some position flexibility that you like. So a number of newcomers. I mentioned Max a little bit. Zach Levinson's a guy to keep your eye on. Jacob Burke, 2 outfielders to keep your eye on. Curious to see how they're doing. And there's a number of freshmen. You know, a guy like Renzo Gonzalez is a guy, or Dorian Gonzalez. Those are guys that did well at the prep level here in South Florida that are looking to make names for themselves now that they're here at UM. Another guy I want to talk about a little bit, we didn't get to see much of him last year, and that's center fielder Jacoby Long. He's a guy that Miami and Coach DeMari is really hoping does well. You know, in terms of they're hoping maybe that he could be one of those top of the order guys, and certainly he has to hit well, but they like his speed, his defensive abilities in center field. So very curious to see how he kind of progresses throughout the fall. And you know, once again, these guys have got to hit if they want to stay in the lineup. We know that about this team, and a lot of competition between the infielders and outfielders, and I touched on the catching position as well. So definitely curious to see how everything kind of shakes out. I'll kind of do as best I can with introducing you to some of these new names. I think it's a new cast that'll be interesting to see how they develop, how they perform, you know, and kind of to see if they can kind of lead Miami kind of back to the postseason and get past this regional that they've been able to do in about 5 years now. So 2016 was the last time Miami advanced to the College World Series, and certainly they're looking to do that. The pitching staff, talk about them a little bit. More names are returning that you guys know about. I touched on Rosario earlier today. Jake Garland, who's a guy who's pitched and started games. You know, I touched on Dubberly, he was another guy. I think Andrew Walters showed a lot last season in his roles. I'm curious to see if he can kind of take that next step, kind of be one of those full-time guys with a large role. Another guy I'm very curious to see is Carson Palmquist. Very good last season, very good the year before. Once again, you're looking for more upward trajectory. The big thing for Carson, I think, is kind of developing a really strong secondary pitch to work with that fastball that gave hitters a lot of problems with that arm slot, his speed and accuracy with his fastball. But certainly if you can add a really strong secondary pitch, some off-speed pitches, I think that's only going to help him in his game and obviously the pitching staff. So a lot of pitchers to keep an eye on. There's some young guys that have talent that are doing well. I don't want to forget about Alex McFarland. He's a guy that's doing well in the fall, and also another guy that they're hoping for big things. And once again, saw flashes last year. You're hoping for one of those really strong seasons out of him in year 3. So be very curious to see how he does as well. Gage Zeal's a guy, a freshman that was highly regarded, drafted guy, but he decided to come to Miami, a pitcher. Carson's another one that a freshman that they're looking at, Carson Ligon. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys look. Like I said, I'm gonna provide as much as I can on the website, give you guys a little bit of look here, as well with some video clips. But definitely just want to thank everybody for watching.